Okay, so the next part to go on is going to be some of the cooling system. I've already got the thermostat down in there, which there's not much room for it. Then there's going to be a couple different hoses. There's this one here that goes on, which goes to the throttle bodies actually. It's just going to slide on there kind of like that. I mean, you may need some pliers to get it on. Not usually. There we go. So that one's going to go up to the top of the throttle bodies. Then there's going to be a couple here on this. So it goes kind of under here, just kind of through the frame to the front, and kind of comes out right up that way. Under that. There we go. So I got that one on now. Should come out right there. And that of course goes onto the radiator. So all those are right there together, and of course this one goes up to the top like I said. Lastly will be the big one here. It comes in from down this way and fits right on right here to the thermostat. It sits pretty well forward, about right there. You may want to wait to tighten these up until you have the radiator and other pipe on right here. And there's a little bit of adjustment, but not much. It really goes right there. Just like that. This one just has a Phillips to tighten it up. Can't really get to this one later, so it's a good time to do it now. Actually gonna need a longer screwdriver for that. There we go, so that's installed now. Really the only thing left in this area is gonna be the throttle bodies, so we may go ahead and do those next. Okay, so I started installing the radiator and I lost a little bit of footage, but I really haven't done much so far, so it's okay. Basically all I've done so far is I installed the main radiator bolt right there, and on the other side there's two of them that go on either side. This is a new aftermarket Chinese radiator. It didn't fit right on. I did have to do a little bit of modification, but at a third of the price it's kind of worth it. And then of course I attached one down there at the bottom that has a lock nut and the bolt for it right there. So the radiator is hard mounted now, so it's time to go ahead and start installing some of the pipes for the radiator. The first one will just be this overflow tube. I'm just going to leave these wires kind of out of the way for now because they kind of want to go on afterward is the best way. Everything wants to be in the way there, so I'm going to hook that and get it out of the way for the moment. Just kind of stuff it all up here out of the way, except for this one, because it comes right. Seems like it wants to go under it. Let's see if it has any marks on it. Not really. Doesn't matter yet, we'll just go ahead and stick that on. Of course, that goes back to the overflow tube. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like that. I think part of the problem there is this harness is probably supposed to be up higher. So let me adjust some of that real quick. Anyway, that seems like it wants to go about right there. Or maybe this goes on the inside. I'm not sure, we'll figure it out later. Okay, we're gonna start reinstalling the radiator here. I've already got it on the mount on the other side, on the bottom mount, so we just need to finish that by putting it on this mount. One thing you wanna make sure is the handlebar controls do go through right here and clamp on. Don't have the clamp yet, but we'll do that later, or I'll probably just zip tie it, to be honest. Anyway, so these aren't the right screws either. I'm gonna have to get the right ones ordered for right here. It's a little bit small probably on the head of it. You can probably put a washer behind it and it'd be fine. I'm not gonna tighten that up because we may have to take it off again. This is just gonna help getting everything in place. This goes on back a little ways and kind of loops back and plugs into there. So that one goes together. Usually it kind of goes in like that. Yeah, just like that. Then this is going to come forward right up to here. Okay, so then the overflow tank is going to go right here and plugs in just right here to the radiator overflow. I'll put something on that later to make sure it doesn't come off, probably zip tie. Lastly, that's right here is, of course there's this, but that's going to attach up here when we put some stuff on later. It kind of goes like that. Holds everything up there. Then this, of course, runs to the front and also has a thing that holds it right there. Lastly is going to be the radiator fan power supply that goes right here. So that's going to finish off the wiring kind of right here, really, for the most part. Next, we need to put the radiator tube in here and get it in here. I'll just go ahead and rehook this for now. There's also a little circle that holds this on right there to that. Up next, we're going to install the water pipe here, or the main water pipe rather. It goes pretty simply from right back there. In this, this gets attached to it. So go ahead and do that first, because this will be hard to get to once we've got it on there, yeah. Here at the front, we have the joiner section that sits kind of right here and joins the radiator to the to this hose. All the wires sit on top of the tube though, so you need to make sure to get all of that up there before you start putting these in for the final assembly. There we go. So the last one will be this one that goes right here. This kind of loops around it, or you could put it inside, I guess. It really just kind of pushes on it. Just kind of right in there like that, it'll clamp on. And then this one does the same thing kind of down here. Okay, it looks like the motor lead just kind of goes on the bottom there like that. I think the motor lead's actually supposed to go under this. So this probably goes right there, and then we'll plug into this guy. Just like that. And all this will get pulled in here together close like that when it's time for assembly. So I'll go ahead and loosen the radiator back up real quick so I can get this on. Okay, so got this little short link pipe here between the radiator and the other hose. I'll just put these on out of the way here, just like this. There we go, I got that one about on. So I'll go ahead and tighten this up somewhat. And then I'll go ahead and put the front one on. And then slip it onto the radiator. Just like that. All right, before I go any further and tighten these up, I'm gonna go ahead and put the radiator bolt back in so we make sure we have everything where we want it. There we go. Now the radiator's back on again for the 4th time. I'll get those freed up again, get these all where we want it. So we can tighten these up. I probably should have put this the other way around because it might get into this wire and start rubbing on it. So you gotta watch that kind of stuff. All right, now it'll be out of the way of it. Okay, so the front one's tightened up. Now I'll do this middle one. Maybe it's already pretty tight. Okay, last I'll do this one down here, which I'll push down out of the way so it doesn't scrape on stuff. Okay, so now that one's installed. I think that's actually supposed to go on the top of that, so I'm gonna fix that real quick. Okay, so this will go right up this way, probably under that, and then this just connects to it, and that'll hide under that cover that goes over here. So okay, then that'll get riveted in, but the main vent when that goes on in a little while. Okay, the other one that goes on this side is this pipe here, which is pretty simple. It just goes from down there on that to up here, one of these directions, that way. There we go. And the bottom will just slide straight on the side. Okay, so that one's on. That's the last main water hose. I've also have this main harness here that comes forward. It goes kind of under this bracket right here that's on the radiator, then clips in. Then this will go on a clip. I have a new one of these coming, it just hadn't come yet. It clips on right there. Then the wiring harness itself ties on right there just like this. With this clipping in, of course, right here. Just like that, that's the fan. Then of course, just like the other side, this is gonna end up going up there and clipping in. And then these hide behind that bracket. But we do have one more coolant line that goes right here, that goes down to the, right here on the outlet, then goes up to the throttle bodies. It's gonna be this one right here, real curvy looking one. It sits kind of like this, going around like that inside the bike, so it'll actually sit down in here like this. It goes through here. This actually sits up higher once it's all together in here. And then it's just like that right there, and that plugs into the top of the throttle body. This bottom part, like I said, it just kind of runs down right here and plugs into that port on the, right there on the coolant. Just like that. So these all go up together right here in that cover out of the way safely. Then this, of course, like I said, just goes right up here like that. For now, I'll just go over the top of these. I'll have to check it once I put this stuff back together on this side of the bike over here. But these you can usually just push on like that as well. So we've got the radiator installed now and most of the cooling system. So I'm going to go ahead and put some water in it. I think we'll go underneath. There we go. That's probably how it goes. Okay. So next we'll either put the throttle bodies back on or, yeah, probably do that next.